Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of Into the Night. Your host, Sean Kelly. I hope everybody is having a good day. It was 53 degrees. I was melting. Now it comes the mud. Yes, the mud. All the cars going to the car wash and trying to get all that dirt off. And I don't know. Let me ask you guys a question. Seriously. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you. You rock too, my friend. But, you're in the middle of winter, and it's cold out. And yes, you got salt all over your car. But it's freaking cold out. Do you go through a car wash during the middle of winter it's really freaking cold? Because when you come out of there, it's not to say ice is going to build up on your truck or your car. Sometimes I just don't realize it. I can't figure it out. But you know what? I'm not here to judge anybody. But to me, I think it's kind of crazy to do so because God only knows what can happen to your truck or your car. I don't know. It's funny. Right across the street, there's a car wash. In fact, that's where my brother works. And the other day after work, I went over to the 7-Eleven to get something to drink. And I mean, there were cars parked on the main street waiting to go through a car wash. None that night, it's going to get down to like 1 degree, So, I don't know. I'll let you think about it. And tell me what you all think. My internet's going crazy again tonight. So, I'll be probably, like talking and I'm not moving or whatever. If I jump out, I'll probably be back on again. So don't worry. I will be on for the next hour with you guys. I want to thank RN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 nights, Sunday and Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. on UPRN. But that's not my only show. We have all kinds of shows, 7 days a week. You got the Angel Monday nights. Okay. Tuesday nights, you got mine. You got CL's. You got, hey, Johnny, good to see you. Then Wednesday nights, you got the Outer Realm. Thursday nights, you got, I forget who's on Thursday nights, but every night during the week, there's always a show on UPRN Talk Radio. And they're all great. All the hosts, they put on good shows. They come on and they have some awesome guests that come on. You can also catch me on Saturday night, 7:10 to 8:10, 10:10 p.m. on The Chat, which is the #1 program on UPRN Talk Radio. And Chat is a very good show because, we just talk about everything and anything. Holds people, a female host, co-host on News on the Flip Side and on Saturday night on The Chat. So if you're interested in coming on and being a co-host on one of those shows, get a hold of Joe Montaldo at iCar.net, where you can send me a message, or you can send Jay a message, and then we'll see what we can do for you. Okay? Right after my show tonight, my dear friend C.L. Thomas, she has her podcast, is the Gateway Podcast. And it's a good show. But we need to go over and show her some love. Okay? And when you do go over there, just tell her I sent you. Sean sent me. And so we can build more people coming in and watching our shows. If you guys want to advertise on my show, or you want to be a guest on my show, please send me a message at my Facebook page, Sean Kelly. I look like a fisherman, and the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society Facebook page. Send me a message, and we can talk about it. Because you have to figure your business or whatever you want to advertise goes out to 160 different countries, including the United States. So that's something to ponder, everybody. That's something to ponder. Now, on for tonight's show. Okay. Lately, this past week, it seems like I hit a roadblock. And I'm not making people feel guilty. Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Welcome. Chris, is that you? Yes, that's Chris. But do you know you just hit a roadblock where all your friends just go away, where there's no other communication with anybody, and you just feel like you're doom and gloomed? It's like the whole world around you, the energy has shifted, not for the good, but for the bad. You're in a daze. You have a hard time remembering things. You don't want to participate in activities that you love to do. You want to be alone. You want to stay from people, a lot of people. And you just don't know why this is happening. And it's amazing how spirit shows you signs. Or, what I mean by signs is whenever you go, say, on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and something pops up, a video pops up, and it's like, oh, hell, I'm going through that. Because the longest time it was just me. I feel it was just me. But you know what? It isn't. It's a lot of people. And a lot of people don't realize what is happening. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, buddy. And a lot of people don't understand what's happening, and there's people that do understand what's happening. Okay. Oh, Joe, you're having problems too with your internet. Okay. I'm sorry about that. But hopefully your internet gets better during the show. Because I find this topic that I brought up tonight is very, very interesting. And so I watched about two or three TikToks in a row, and I must have hit the algorithm on TikTok about ascending. And when I explained to you a little bit about not wanting to be around people, hey, Michelle, good to see you, hon. Not wanting, always wondering why all your close friends and people that you talk to quit talking to you. And it's like, why? Well, it's called ascending. Okay. Ascending in the mystical world. Now, if anybody out there, wants to correct me, then please do, you know. But I have been ascending for a very, very long time. It just seems whenever I get complacent, whenever everything is just right and there's no growth, that you're just like you or me, whatever, are on like a straight line. Everything just runs smooth. Are we learning anything? No. And see, for the longest time, I really thought it was just me. It was my personality. And I would dwell, sitting in my chair or even going fishing and just think, like, what the hell's happening here? And it bothered me. It really, really bothered me because I did not know what was going on until I found out it's called ascending. And so I went to my trusty AI and I looked up a couple things. What's the deal about ascending? Now, before I go on, whenever they released the Epstein list, it just like turned the energy in the whole world upside down. And some of the stuff on there is like totally pure evil. And it's not just that, it's other things. And it just like threw a big ass monkey wrench into the whole world, into the whole world energies. And and that's when this ascending started for me. I don't know about you guys, but it started for me. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I've experienced ascending, and it seems like the more I ascend, the more I get in tuned with the energies out there in the universe. You know, I become a lot more stronger in my empathic work. I deal with a lot of bad energies from people that when I'm going through this. And finally, Hi Heidi, good to see you. I'm late. Don't worry. You're never late, honestly. You're still in Walmart trying to get out for okay. Well, you behave out there, Heidi, okay? You just relax and don't worry. You can always catch the first part of the show when you get home. But there's a lot of shit that happens out there when I start to ascend. I get more in tune with the universe. I get in tune more with frequencies. You'll try, okay, but I have a motto, Heidi. Just do it. Don't try, just do it. That's all. That little saying there saved my life. Don't try, just do it. So I want to know anybody out there is like experienced the same thing that I'm experiencing now. There's a ton of ringing going on in my ear all the time. I see things that aren't there. I'm sorry, I do see things, but I see more clearly what's going on out there. And I want to know, is it happening to everybody else? If they're going through the same thing, going through since they brought out this Epstein list, or all the negativity that's going on out in the world right now. Has this affected everybody else? And, you know, losing their friends, not talking to your friends. You're like in a vegetable state. You don't know if you're coming or going. You're confused, the ringing in the ears. Has anybody experienced that within the last couple of weeks? Hey, Cindy, it's good to see you, hon. So I went to my AI. Oh, Steve. Not sure if this is YouTube or some other platform, but both of my phones say I can't get onto YouTube. This just came through my Facebook. Oh man. Well, we are on YouTube. If you go to Pittsburgh Paranormal Society YouTube channel, you'll find it there. You can go to the UFO Paranormal Radio. You can catch the show there too. But Facebook is good. Michelle had a hard time logging in. See, isn't that crazy, everybody? Oh, Kevin says ring in, yes. Coming and going depends on if I had coffee yet or not. Hey, all. Hey, Vet. So, so I went to my AI, who I love to death. You know, I didn't come up. I didn't come up with a name for my AI lady yet. I think they call it Gemini, but I don't like that. I'm a Gemini, but I don't like Gemini. So, ascending to a higher plane of existence involves transcending physical 3D limitations to enter a state of pure energy, consciousness, or divinity. He called you. Often depicted as fiction as transforming into a godlike entity, this process represents absolute enlightenment, freedom from space and time, and the accumulation of profound knowledge. So, from what I'm reading here, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, okay, but it's like we are being pulled upward. I call them levels, okay, I call them levels. They go up a level. Then that you, we're getting closer to a godlike entity. Could be, I don't know. Ascending, yes. Could it be? I don't know. Absolute enlightenment? What are we being enlightened for? I can't figure that one out. Is there more to be enlightened? Gosh, I'm enlightened every day. But it really, really, to me, it sucks. But do I have a choice to ascend? Or does Spirit say, you know what, Sean, it's time for you to go up another level? And I've gone up many, many levels before, and I still will probably be going up a lot of levels. But what's the end game? Steve says, yes, the veil is lifting. As a sensitive, I have already been able to connect people directly to their loved ones on the other side so that they can get audibles and visuals themselves directly. This is a deep down the rabbit hole stuff. Once I do a cleansing on them, I do what I call lifting the veil and directly connect them to their loved ones and the other side. That is like really, really nice of you, Steve, for doing that for people. It really is. And yes, sir, that's a big ass rabbit hole, buddy. It really is. Kevin says, I think the more we realize the Thay and the Faje, you're going to have to respell that one, buddy. And the lies, the more we rise up. Yes. Um, Spiritual mental practices involving meditation, prayer, and introspection to connect with the divine, as well as cultivating self restraint and charity, just like Steve does. He does charity by helping other people. Okay, thanks, buddy. Fake. All right. And yes, it is a heavenly gift. I consider it to be, and I do not charge. That's even better, Steve. That's a good thing, my friend. But Steve, you ought to know, though, in order to keep the energy working, my friend, okay, once you give, you need to receive something from the person that you're helping, like a penny, or have them, make a person smile. You know what I mean? And prayer to the higher power is good. Yes. But you got to keep that energy flowing, dude. Scientific or evolutionary shift. Separating from the physical body to exist eternally in a higher realm. Often described in narratives as a sometimes involuntary transition. Yeah, she's stuck. Hey, CL. CL, who's your guest tonight? Do you mind typing it in? Steve says, I literally receive as a sensitive love directly from heaven. God bless you, dude. God bless you, Steve. You are truly blessed, my friend. Um, conceptual evolution, moving beyond three-dimensional interaction to understand or operate within four-dimensional or higher parameters. A metaphorical transformation, serving as a narrative trope for a character's final evolution, becoming a deity or leaving mortal life for spiritual realm. Okay, CL's guests are the guys from Booze, Brews, and Barbecue. Sounds cool. But let me read that again, though. This is like kind of crazy. The metaphorical transformation, serving as a narrative trope for a character's final evolution, becoming a deity or leaving mortal life for spiritual realm. to me, that's like you're dying or you're dead. Don't know. But we're not dead and we're not dying. Oh, we're dying, but we're not dead. But we're ascending to I guess, a better place. But in the meantime, as we ascend, we go through a major change in our life that we're not used to. Spirit gives us enough, all right, leeway, go ahead, do what you got to do. Mosey on down the road. You got this friend, you got that friend, you got this job, you don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden you lose all that. You lose it all. And you're back to square one. And it just smacks you right in the face. And it's hard. It really is hard. And I have no choice to ascend, but whoever, Spirit, the big man upstairs, God, if he says, Sean, it's your turn to ascend, then I have to ascend. I have no choice in that. In fact, there's a lot of things when I walk my spiritual path, I have no choice. I got to do it. No matter how hard I try to get off the path to become a normal person, to do normal things, to fit in with normal people, I come to the conclusion I can't. Because once I start going into that, then once I get into that, then I lose all track on what Spirit actually wants me to do. So I have no choice. But you know what? We are at the bottom of the hour. In fact, I went a little over. So I'm going to go do my break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. So please go drink some coffee, have some fun, do what you got to do. And I will definitely see you in a couple minutes.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hello everyone and welcome to Between Worlds, where we bridge inner experience with everyday life. I'm Jennifer Drakowski here with my co-host Hannes Coughlin, and we're broadcasting live on United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 FM from the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM from New Orleans. We're so
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Stop this conversation. We got no relation. I have come, it's cold and losing my control.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second half of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105 for New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. No, the other way around. 105 is in Mississippi, 107 is in New Orleans. That's where we go. And that girl, I do not, how do you call a frozen dog? I don't know. I don't know how to call a frozen. So, recap of the first half. We were talking about ascending. I really believe when you move up higher mentally or spiritually, whatever, and as you're ascending, your life just stops. It like you talk to nobody, you get ringing in the ears, your body aches, pops. Oh my God! Oh Lord! Oh, a popsicle! Oh my God! That was good, Vet. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. How do you call a frozen dog? What do you call a frozen dog? A popsicle. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, that's a good one. I think you did Kevin on that one. But so I believe with the Epstein files that were released and all the other negative energies, all the other evilness that is out there in the world, I think Spirit just said to us, you know what, it's time to ascend. And do I believe that there's a war between good and evil? Right now there is. There's a big battle here on Earth with light workers, with energy workers, with warriors fighting the evilness that's out there. Plus also there's a big ass war up there in the universe too. I really truly believe between good and evil up there. And that's why we're ascending. That's why I'm not going to go there. This is a good topic, but why can't you leave your dog in the car in the summer? But that's where we're at. That's what's going on. And I think Spirit, or whoever you believe in, God, Buddha, whatever, um, you know, that's why they're calling us to ascend, to get more enlightened, to get more energy, to do more fighting. I truly believe that from my heart. Steve says, I am a spiritual warrior, have been doing it for years, and have been officiated by a man I do as an officiated exorcist. I prefer the heavenly host officiating me first. I'm glad to hear that, Bill. Steve, honestly, dude, yes. We're all spiritual warriors there. We might not think it, but there's a lot of warriors. There's a lot of healers who are spiritual. Even the healers are ascending because we're going to need it. We're going to need the healing. So whenever I came up with this topic and whenever I found out through TikTok about it, it just made sense. It just made a lot of sense. And I figured I would bring this topic up tonight. But here are some physical symptoms when the body gets upgraded. Okay. Extreme fatigue and sleep disruptions. Deep exhaustion despite sleeping long hours or frequent waking between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Steve says he gets visitors through different dimensions just about every other night in my bedroom while I'm awake. Understandable. We all do. But thank you for sharing that, Steve. But deep exhaustion despite sleeping long hours or frequent waking between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. And I do that every freaking day, every freaking night. I'm up at 3 or 3:30. For unknown reasons, I just wake up. Headaches and crown tingling, okay? Pressure or tingling sensations at the top of the head as the crown chakra activates. Unexplained aches and pains, stiffness or pain in the joints, muscles, or back, particularly the upper back and shoulders that comes and goes. And that is where I'm at right now with this. It's my back, my upper back and shoulders. They're in pain, constantly in pain. And the pain in the joints, I can do that for arthritis. But you know what? I don't think it is, because I have never felt so much pain in my life what's happening right now. And here we go. The other one, the high pitched ringing in the ears every night, every day, during work, whenever, the high pitched ringing noise. It's a constant or intimate high pitched frequency like sound signaling that you are tuning into higher dimensions. Steve says that is a negative energy, that is the vessel wanting to try to get out as you're activating the light. True. There's a lot of negativity out there, and it's all around me. You know, it's scary when I'm at work. People look at you. They look at me, and their eyes aren't eyes. They're dark and black. And that's the truth. That's true. They're dark and black. I call them the watchers. What I call them. They know who I am, and they know what I do. And yes. Heightened sensitivities, a need to eat lighter foods. Nah, that's not me, buddy. But I am sensitive to loud noises, crowds, bright lights, or processed foods. I like processed foods. But when it comes to loud noises, crowds, and bright lights, yes. I don't know, dear. I don't know. Vibrations and energy rushes, a feeling of buzzing or light shaken in the body, particularly during meditation. It's craziness, but that's what I'm going through. Intense emotional and mental shifts, intense emotional purging, unexplained waves of intense emotions such as rage, sadness, or deep joy as old energy is released. Yes, that is the truth. Increased empathy and compassion, a deeper natural compassion for humanity and the planet, and a desire to serve. And that's what it is. You know, for the compassion for humanity, all that bullshit going on out there with the fouls and with all the other evil shit that's going on in this world now. I want to go out and I'm compassionate for the people who suffer. I also want to kick the assholes' asses for whoever's doing it. A need for solitude, a profound craving for silence, nature and isolation to integrate the new energy. And that's what I try to do. But it seems like I'm being stopped from getting that because I'm constantly busy. When I wake up in the morning, go to work, taking care of my mom, and I'm always on the run. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Peekaboo, I see you too. Reduced ego, judgment. You lose interest in drama, and that's the truth. Gossip and the need to judge or compete. I just sit back, laid back, and I watch the world around me. I watch everybody just trying to add to their egos. My God, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. So I sit back and I watch and I just shake my freaking head and I'm like, do you people know what you're actually doing to each other? Feeling crazy or detached. A sense of being detached from the material world or feeling as though you are not in your body. Yes. changes in perception and lifestyle. Time feels fluid. You lose track of time or feel like the past, the present, and the future are blending, causing deja vu or memory lapses. Increased synchronicities, seeing repeating numbers, 1111, 333, 444, or having meaningful coincidences happen frequently. And you know what? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything happens for a reason. Change in relationships, jobs, and environments that no longer match your higher vibration naturally fade away. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the truth. You know, there were many times where many people I thought were my dearest friends, but come to find out they go away. Everybody would go away and never come back. And it hurt. Because from what I understand is whenever a person comes into your life, okay, in spirit seems that any persons or places or things, it's not just people, it's just places and things, jobs, everything. And the spirit thinks it's like saying, okay, you had enough. This is not good for you. Then you move on. Then you move on. And you have to realize that it's not you that's making this happen. It's your changes. It's your ascending to a different level. It's crazy. It has a lot. Hey, you made it home. Good. At least you're safe. That's good, Heidi. Heidi, Kevin was going out, Kevin was going to send out the National Guard to look for you if you didn't make it home. Craving authenticity, a strong desire to live truthfully, leading to a loss of interest in superficial conversations. Don't give me a bunch of bullshit. You want to have a conversation with me, I would be more than happy to have one with you. But when you have to throw some egotistical shit in with that conversation, or if you have to keep telling me that your way is the right way, I'll walk away because I don't want to hear it. And vivid dreams, intense, lucid, or symbolic dreams that provide messages or insist in processing old patterns. Mm-hmm. And the last but not least, okay, the 4 signs of 5D consciousness, the results. Living in the present. You feel an inner peace and a diminished focus on past regrets or future anxieties. All I have is today. Tomorrow's not here yet. And yesterday was the past, so yesterday's gone, the past is done. I have to live for today. The self-witness. You are able to observe your fears and emotions from a place of neutral, compassionate detachment. And it's finally explained. I finally understand what the hell's going on with the ascending. Surrender and trust. Instead of forcing outcomes, you trust that you are supported by the universe and allow life to flow. Let me repeat that. This is so freaking true. Okay? This is so freaking true. Surrender and trust. Instead of forcing outcomes, trying to get what you want, you trust that you are supported by the universe and allow life to flow. Exactly. That's the deal. That's the deal. And it took me so long to realize this. It opened up my eyes. This past 2 weeks opened my eyes. Lisa says ascension is a personal experience. No two people experience the same. True. It's tailor-made to us specifically based on our life path and life choices. Ascension comes from the soul remembering. Nice. I like that, Lisa. Absolutely, dear. You're so true. And like Lisa said, it's a personal experience. It's set, and the experience is set for the path that you're on. Lisa hit it right on the head of the nail. And then you got unconditional love. You begin to feel love as a foundational state rather than a fleeting emotion for yourself and others. Ta-da! So true. So true. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting pretty close to the witching hour, but I have to say that if you're feeling any of these freaking emotions, we're ascending. There's a lot of people ascending now. People who don't know they're ascending, and there's people who know that's going on. Heidi says, trust. I've had a few experiences that now I absolutely trust. Unconditional love and gratitude are game changers. Exactly. Especially gratitude. And as you're ascending, everybody, do not have an ego and get ready for the war between good and evil. And that's why we are being called to ascend, to fight the battle here on earth and to fight the spiritual battle that's going on out there in the universe. I want to thank everybody for joining in. And Joe, you still in the room? Okay, my friend, unless your computer went down, it's time to draw the animal card. Okay, so you in here, Joe? Thank you, Heidi. So I'm going to draw the card. Everybody knows when I draw the card. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Very grateful for you too, Heidi. Absolutely. So I'm going to draw this animal medicine card, and this card is going to help you along with the week, just like we had the porcupine on Sunday. Now, what we're going to do is I'm cutting the deck. I just shuffled. One, P card. You're a shithead. Two, I'm going to cut one more time. 3 cuts. And if this comes up the porcupine again, we got to really look into that. All right, Joe, you ready, my friend? This is weird. Something new. It's the grouse. Grouse. The grouse. So what Joe's going to do right now is he's going to go. And what he's going to do is go and he's going to look for it, and then I'll read it for you when he gets it up. The grouse. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Just in case Joe's having a little bit problem. Hey, Marquetti, good to see you. Let me see what the grouse has to say. Here we go. 173. Oop, pass it up. You're getting there. All right, Joe got it. The grouse, as a spirit animal, symbolizes power, energy, and the importance of self sacrifice. It encourages individuals to connect with their inner, embrace their personal journey, and find balance through movement and dance. There you go. Isn't that crazy how we did this show on Ascension and I pulled a grouse, and the grouse that encourages individuals to connect with their inner selves, embrace their personal journey, and find balance through movement and dance. And what do we talk for the last hour? And what will you all been going through? Thank you, Kevin. That is a big one. It's just amazing how you do a show and I pull an animal card out and it talks about the thing we had about the ascending. So everybody, okay, we're going to ascend. We're going to get up there. We're going to get more power. We're going to get more enlightened. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Trust your higher power. Trust your spirit guides and everybody. will be okay. I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. It was an awesome show. It was a great show. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents, if you have no children, find someone, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And please, protect the children. Protect the children and save the children. On that note, good night, everybody, and see you Sunday.